got a bunch of different things that we're going to use for this. We've got about 2 pounds of blood oranges in this case. It's about 9. A couple of lemons. We've got 4 pounds of sugar. We've got some pectin. A couple of quarts of water. We've got some muslin or cheesecloth, a few bowls, and a selection of jars. We've got some of the usual canning jars, which I like, but are hard to find right now. And we've also just got some other little jars. That one was used for artichoke hearts. So we start by washing everything, and then we cut these. And we're going to juice them. I want to save all this juice. We're going to set the peels and rinds aside because we're going to come back to those in a minute or two once we've worked through the stack. So we've finished juicing all those. So the next step is to scrape the pith out. And one of the beauties of these citrus fruits is that they have a lot of pectin in them. And there's a lot of flavor and juice still in there. So we're going to save those bits that we scrape out, and we're going to put them in this bit of cheesecloth. We've got all of these pieces of peel that we've taken all the membrane out of and a little bit of the pith. And now comes perhaps the most time-consuming part, which is slicing them. And what you want them to be is, I'm going to say, about 1/4 of an inch wide at the most. So I'm going to zip through these. So now we've got all the peels cut into these nice little pieces. So we're going to put them in a big heavy pot. We are going to put in about 1/2 gallon of water, 2 quarts. And we are going to strain in our juice. Lovely rich colored juice here. And now we're going to tie this up. Like I said, we want to retain all the goodness that's in here, the pectin, the flavor, and so on. So we're making like a great big tea bag. And we're going to put that on the stove, and we're going to boil this for 2 hours. So as that's coming along, we're going to pull that out in a minute, but we need to prep our jars. So we've got these that we're going to drop into a big tub of boiling water, and along with the covers. And we'll let that cool for a second before we squeeze the rest of the juice out of it. So we're going to stir in about 4 pounds of sugar. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit on that. All right, so we've got all that in. Because there's a fair amount of pectin already in here, I'm only going to put in about half of this container. I'll let it run at a more or less full rolling boil for about 25 minutes. The next step is putting it in jars. So I'm down to the last few jars, and just get this one filled. And there is not enough in there for another one. So we're basically wiping the tops down to get a good seal. Covers are going on. Not super tight because we need to allow a little bit of air to get out of those. We're going to lower them into the hot water bath with the other ones. And it's going to sit in there for 5 or 10 minutes, minimum 5. Okay, they've been boiling for 10 minutes. We're going to take these out. 9 blood oranges, and you can see how much marmalade we've got out of this. You can hear the popping sounds as the jars seal up. That little bit of air up in the top, that 1/4 inch of air, shrinks and creates that little vacuum seal. So there you go. What a lot of fun. Sunshine in a jar. We've had a tremendous time. Thanks so much for joining us.